What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday, March 31st, last day of the month here, and we need to make some money before this month is up. Got my main two guys here actually with me. Start off with Mr. Spread Gladiator. What is up, man?
Hello, fellas. How's it going? I am the Spread Gladiator. Here to touch on a little bit of baseball and a little bit of NBA. So get your popcorn ready.
I hear you, man. Then, right above him, my main man, Joe. What is up, buddy?
Man, really good run lately, man. As far as official plays, I only lost two in the past. Well, I lost three. I'm sorry, in the past 2 days. So really good run right now. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, man, you have been killing it. That is for sure. All right, fellas, just getting this show shared out here. Waiting for some more people to make it in here. Um, but let's start out with some NBA first, and then we will move over to some MLB. All right, so let's start with the first game. Going to go to the Celtics and the Grizzlies. Um, the Celtics here are laying five. The total is 236 and a half. Um, these both have gone up just a little bit. Celtics open up at minus 4.5, so there's not really been a big move there. Total opened up around 234, so it actually has bumped up just a hair. You know, I don't really have a lot on actually this game here, but as far as that total moving up, I actually definitely actually like agree there. This total to me just seems a little low. The Celtics, um, they have they have been on the road. They have been on a long actually road trip, um, and to me, I just think that being this like late in that road trip, to me that means the defense is going to be less. And I think the Grizzlies are obviously just going to want to run here, and I just think the Celtics are going to be willing to actually run with them here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So definitely lean towards the over. Towards the over. But let's see what actually you fellas have. Spread.
So honestly, I like it. And it's one thing to note right now about the Celtics is they have won 8 out of their last 9 games. They have been playing absolutely terrific balls. And on top of that, their depth is starting to show. So role players like Derek White, Porzingis, one more fella to mention, and their two main stars have been playing and doing exactly what they need to do when they need to do it. Although I am a little iffy, especially the way Memphis lost against the Lakers. They're not playing terribly either, but I don't know about them winning 9 out of 10 games. So I really like them just in the first half. So what I took in this game was the minus 3.5 in the first half spread. You can get that at minus 104.
Okay, like that. Joe.
I like that a lot. I think Boston gets it done outright. This is a game. These two teams are just two different classes, right? And Memphis right now is a Class B team. They just got their coach fired from being complete ass. But I felt like the coach knew it was coming because he made a comment. He said Ja doesn't like the offense, and I mean, you give an owner the chance. Who is he going to side with, Ja or the coach? Like the coach was a pretty decent coach. Memphis, they just didn't buy into it the right way. If you guys know, I love getting qualitative information to go with my analytics. So when I looked at the post game interview with Desmond Bain, he was completely pissed off that his coach got fired. If anything, Ja usually always shows up against the Celtics. So my favorite prop in this game is Ja Morant over 34 and a half PRAs. But I do think that he'll be out there trying to play hero ball, him and Bain. And the Celtics, that's just a loaded squad from top to bottom. Um, Ja and Bain are both going to play like 35 minutes because who's gonna stop them? Really, they literally just got a brand. This is the coach's first day. They're moving the assistant up. So give me the Boston Celtics laying 5, man. I just don't think that spread is big enough. I think you're getting a little bit of a discount because these two teams played back in December, but the Celtics are a completely different team than back then. Like everybody knows their job, they know their assignments. Like Spread said, the role players are rolling. Just I don't see a world in which Memphis covers this. But I do like the over as well. I was stuck on the Celtics team total over 120, and I was like, yeah, that's really sharp. I just the full game over is my second favorite play on this one, but give me the Celtics minus the 5.5.
Yeah, that's the only play I'm actually even close to making. Like actually, like on this slate here, um,
Yeah,
it is actually that over. I'm really not even close on actually anything else. Um, but yeah, that is one there that I am still thinking about. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and move on. And guys, the show is going to be a little bit different going forward. We're going to be breaking down actually like 5 or actually like 6 games, and then we're going to actually and actually then as far as questions, we're actually going to answer like all of those after those games. So if there's any certain games you want us to talk about, drop them in the chat. Um, Next thing we're going to Nets versus the Mavs. Got the Mavs are laying 9 points. That's from how things have been over the past couple of months. That's just kind of weird to like see. Uh, but Mavs laying 9 points, total of 217 and a half. This line opened at actually 12. And has actually been bet down. The total opened up at 221. It has also been bet down. Fellas, this one is all y'all. I have nothing on this game whatsoever. So, Joe, what
I
do you have, man?
I have the Dallas Mavericks team total over 113.5. That's actually my favorite play on today's slate. The reason why is because this team it hasn't been reflective of AD joining back, right? I know it says he's a game time decision, but he's more than likely going to play. Um, also, it also takes into account no Luca, no Kyrie, so I feel like that's why this total is down a lot. These two teams just played a week ago, and the Mavs scored 120 to 101. And the Mavs offense looked very fluent just from a matchup standpoint, like pure, X's and O's or whatever, using football terms. I don't care. They just look better than top to bottom. And then not to mention you have a little bit of revenge in Spencer Dinwiddie. I think he's one of the most underrated guys on the Mavericks. So he gets revenge against the Brooklyn Nets who just let him go like he wasn't anything. So just way too many reasons why this flies over 213. I mean 113.
I like it. Spread. Did you have
So
anything
for
here?
the most part, I just don't want to touch this. Like these two teams tend to be a little bit more. There are just better spots on the slate that I would pay attention to right now. But I would have to go just listening to the reason that Joe gave. The team total with the Mavs does make it is the play that makes the most sense. And as far as the Mavericks concerned, I am slowly but surely starting to root for Max Christie. I don't know why.
That
So
dude shoot, man. And he don't get
as
any love for being a part of that Luca trade either.
he gets no love for it, but he's actually a great contributor. Like he can
So,
he can do some really good things with that Mavericks team over time. So as far as right now, the best play is no play right now.
yeah, just to give you a little bit more, just one more thing. They let the Washington Wizards with no actual offense score 112. And we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks, who are way better. The Clippers put up 132. The Toronto Raptors hung up 116. So the Brooklyn Nets are not playing defense at all. And then you couple that with AD's going to get a lot of lob passes right inside the paint. Very high efficient scoring. So that's my favorite player today.
So how do you feel about the game total? Because it looks like Brooklyn recently is scoring anywhere between 86 points and 115 just looking at their last 10 matchups. So would you
See,
look at the overall game total as well as the Mavericks team total or just the Mavericks total?
Brooklyn is the reason why I'm not taking the full game total because their offense is complete ass right now. They scored what 115, 100, 86, 101, 103. That's not going to get you there, right? I do think that the Mavericks go well above the 113. So if they get close to 100, in theory, it should get you there. But Cameron Johnson and Cam Thomas are both out today. And that's pretty much 90% of their offense. Everything else is freestyle. So I don't like the full game because of those two players being out. But I think that the Mavericks soar over the 113.
I like that, and yeah, the more you've talked about that, that makes a lot. Man, it makes a lot of sense, man. Um,
Nick Claxton is no threat to AD down in the paint or outside if AD decides to stretch today. So, and I
that
mean, Gafford is a game time decision. Gafford and Caleb Martin are both game time decisions. Wait, Caleb Martin's on the Suns. Why is he listed under the Mavericks? ESPN tripping. But Derek Lively is also a game time decision. So there is a world in which Gafford and Lively come back on a minute restriction, but AD for sure is coming back. So, and I mean, if they come back, that spread is going to jump a lot more. It should jump to 11.
got it. Well, Kansas City Royals game just got finished, and they won 11-1. We were on their money line minus 101. Glad to get that one. As I said in the actual morning show today, I had that line way off. That line made no sense to me. I actually had that priced at minus 151. I was so far off that I didn't play it that big. It was a smaller play just because I was so far off.
I had the team total over 4.5 in that one. I don't know who told it to me this morning. Somebody on the morning show gave it to me.
Other cash easy. I think the Alpha did. But yeah, I need to. Yeah, my edge there was definitely true, and yeah, definitely need to just go ahead and start playing those. But anyway, let's go to one more NBA game, and guys, we're gonna be going over 5 games today. And then we're gonna have then we're gonna do a Q&A after that. So if you have any certain games you want us to go over, drop them in the chat. Next game, game to end the night: Rockets playing the Lakers. I'm actually seeing 3.5.
Yeah,
are actually starting to pop up now.
Yep.
Total of 225. Yeah, the total's starting to go up. Total going up makes sense just because, I mean, these teams have been playing overs. I mean, so it makes sense. As far as the numbers that I have, I really didn't see a big edge there. To be honest, I had a lean on actually this game. But I have a guy who's sitting right here next to me. Yeah, that way.
Yep.
Who actually knows this actually Houston team very well, and he's on the other side of actually my lean. So my lean, I'm just not even going to say it, and I'm just going to hand it over to you, Joe.
Dude, it is a respectful lean, but let me tell you, this Rockets team, they are balling out at the right time. They're in playoff mode right now. I slammed all over that 5.5 or 5, whatever it was this morning, because I knew that line was going to change. So a couple factors, right? One, Dylan Brooks got kicked out of the game. He only played the first half, so he only played 10 or so minutes. So his legs are fresh. You're getting a back-to-back price on the Rockets, and the blowout that they put on the Phoenix Suns, they need to be arrested, every single one of them. There was a no lubrication game used at all. That game was not close start to finish. The Phoenix Suns looked defeated mentally, and they just kept turning the ball over. Like they were waving the white flag in the first half. Like at no point in that game did you think the Phoenix Suns had a chance. It was that bad. They were outcoached. They were outclassed. They were out hustled. Even the announcers were like, just do what you got to do so you can rest. The starters came out early in the third quarter, and the bench took over and proceeded to keep the same belt to ass treatment. And it was just like, golly. And then to make matters even worse, KD got hurt towards the end of the game.
Yep.
So there's that. Dude, the Rockets are balling. The Lakers, they are not on paper, they look good. In theory, they should beat the Rockets. However, right now, it's all about who's hot at the moment in the NBA. There's a lot of games going on. LeBron does not look like LeBron. Last time I saw LeBron, he got his shot blocked, and then he got a layup on the other end and bricked it. So it was just like, God damn. Then he got dunked on in the same series. And I'm like, yeah, that's not LeBron. And I know that's a small sample size, but since he's come back from injury, he has not looked like the LeBron James people are used to seeing. Right now, I wouldn't touch that spread at 3.5. It's just not enough value. I would either A, take the money line at plus 145, or B, take the Rockets team total 110.5. 110 is just far too low. The Rockets are scoring as a team. The Lakers defense is optional. Clearly, that's their motto. They're going to try to outscore you. I wouldn't be surprised if Luka dropped 40 today, but it doesn't damn matter. Like the Rockets are not going to change their defense because one person goes off. Devin Booker went off yesterday, but you couldn't tell because the box score was 148 to 108, whatever the hell it was. It was a 40-point ass whooping, and Booker had damn near 30 of the points. Didn't matter. The coach even said during halftime he could go off all he wants as long as we win the game and we rest our starters for tomorrow. I could care less. So that's not coming from me. The coach actually said it on live TV. So if the Lakers have any hope in this game, AR and Luka both have to go off. That's really their only chance. But I like the Rockets team total at 110.5. They just played recently. The Rockets hung up 119, and they should have won that game by a lot more. That game was closer than it should have been, but I'll get off my soapbox.
I should have heard this soapbox yesterday morning. I was one of the few people. I looked at the Suns score and I said, you know what? They should be able to cover 2.5.
They need
I
it.
was absolutely wrong. Very rarely do you hear Caper just outright admit that the read was off. I had a terrible read with the Suns, but you know what? Today I'm going to learn my lesson. If you can't beat them, join them. That's going to be the phrase that I'm taking with me to the Rockets and Lakers game. And beyond that, just to piggyback off what you said, you got Dylan Brooks coming with fresh legs. You got Braun as a game time decision. And yes, the Lakers might be the seventh best team in the NBA defensively, but the Rockets are the fourth best team defensively. And when you look at the matchups from Amen Thompson, Sengun, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and you look at the Lakers playmakers, it just doesn't add up. All right, even if you have Luka have a stellar game, you still have three other defensively. Houston is a terrible matchup for the Lakers. I really, really like the Houston Rockets at +4, but the value I would have to ride along with you with this 110 over 110.5 because I don't see a world where they don't score that, especially if you get two good runs between these two teams, and the Rockets can score 110.5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like actually, after listening to y'all's breakdown, that's how I would personally play it. Instead of playing the National Rockets on the spread, I would actually go with their team total over here.
Yeah, I'm doing the team total as the bigger play, and then the money line as a sprinkle. That's what I'm personally on. But I gave out on X, the 5.5 earlier, so I don't want to backtrack on those people.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, fellas. Well, it's time to move into a little baseball. First game we're going to talk about is going to be the Mets. They are playing the Marlins. Mets are a pretty sizable favorite here. The money line on them is minus 190 range. The total here is 8.5 runs. Mr. Spread Gladiator, I think you had something here.
Yeah, so as far as the Mets and the Marlins have played a little bit well. I know a lot of people are really rooting for the Mets to have a stellar season because on paper they look like a team, but the way that this Marlins team is playing, I wouldn't play them outright, but I'm really liking that series that they just had with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They look like a team that can score at least 2.5, and that's enough to stay in the running. So my play with this Miami Marlins team is going to be plus 1.5. I'm going to take that spread at plus 1.5 just because they have the hotter bats right now. Like the Mets, if you looked at them in the preseason, you just had them ruled as a contender, but that just is not translated since the start of the season. So right now, I'm going to ride with Miami. Beyond that, they've covered the 1.5 spread in 8 out of the last 8 games, going back to last season. So obviously, offense has definitely been something that this team has been focused on. So I look for their backs to hang in there with the Mets at least.
Okay. Okay. Um, look, yes, the last series, the Mets, they just couldn't score, guys. Um, Bats were ice cold. And actually, this like offense is very good. They're going to be very good, and they're going to put up a lot of runs. But so far, we have not seen it yet. And then actually, like Spread was saying, as far as the Marlins go, their first series they actually went 3-1. So that was a lot better than actually like most people thought that they would. Um, to me, in some of those wins, I think there was a lot of luck with those games. Some of those plays, there was a lot of just kind of crazy stuff that actually happened in those games. Um,
What was the cash?
right.
That's all that
Um, but Spread, I hate to say it, spot wise here, I love the Mets, and I am on them on the run line here. Um, biggest thing as far as the starting pitchers goes, Mister Cal Quantrill, he's a fade. Um,
yeah.
he is actually like a Patrick like Corbin type of fade. Um, and will actually at least like for me, he actually is. So this is where I think that those Mets bats they do finally wake up here. But then even if they say they like do get held down here to start the game, this like actually Marlins bullpen is absolutely taxed. Um, over the past few days, they have been used a bunch. Matter of fact, there's a bunch of guys that have actually been used the past 2 days straight, so you know that they're not going to be in there tonight. You're right. I mean, this as far as the bullpen is not good to really start with, and then we just know for a fact that we're going to see like the bottom end arms tonight. Like that's just how it's going to be. I just really think this is a spot where the Mets get on track to a night.
And I feel like it's only a matter of time. With this Mets team, it's only a matter of time. I just don't know if this is the exact game where we start to see the Mets heat up. I still give it maybe a series or two before we start to see what the Mets are capable of. So I'm just riding with the harder bats this time.
I was about to say, like, I can totally understand it. Like,
Both.
you gotta you've like seen what you've seen, and you're just gonna keep like riding it. So like, I'm not gonna hate on that.
But
To me, I just think this is one of those. Yeah, get right
I
spots.
think both of y'all just proved my point on why I'm playing the over on this one. The over 8.5 from minus 105, just way too much value. Like I said, the bats from Miami I've already seen those with my own two eyes. And then there's far too much talent on the Mets not for those bats to wake up. So I got two teams with hot bats and minus 805, like minus 105 for 8.5. Yeah, I'm I'm just going to not choose a side and blindly take the over because we've been seeing some really strange things with these overs. And I'm just going to ride the 8.5 for this one.
Yeah, to really start the season, I mean, yeah, like it can be tough. You see some teams that actually look like really good who are not going to be good. And then you see some teams that are supposed to be good that kind of just look like shit. And that's just kind of how the start of the season goes. But yeah, speaking of one of those teams that's supposed to be good but looks like shit, the Atlanta Braves.
Your Braves, right?
Yeah, yeah, they've been shut out the actual past 2 games. I think they haven't scored in 22 innings now. I believe. Um, and tonight they face Glass now, and that's.
Strikeouts.
I was about to say that's there's one of those that's just. I just don't see their offense getting actually back on track here. let's just actually say that. I am a big actually like Glass now guy. Just as far as all of his stats, just everything to me, like he's just so good. And the Dodgers, we talked about it before the season started. I mean, like everybody knows the Dodgers are going to be good. Like there's a given. But we've been talking about it. I don't think people understand quite how good the Dodgers are actually going to be. And with this starting out, and they're already just beating teams or coming back from behind, they're in actually extra innings and hitting grand slams, and like still covering the actual run line. Like, to me here, I've actually played on the Dodgers every single game, and I see no reason to actually stop here. The Braves, their bats, they are going to heat up. I mean, they actually are. This actual team is very good. But like I said, just tonight, to me, in this certain matchup, I just don't see that happening. So I am on the Dodgers on the run line, -1.5.
I really like the Dodgers over 4.5 total because this seems like one of those games where you get the better half of a Braves team. So if this gets competitive, I could see the Dodgers going well over the 4.5 total. But honestly, my favorite play is for Edman to get a hit. Right now, you can get to that -140, and he's in there, and he's really cash at home. He's hit 8. He's had a hit in 8 of his last 8 home games, and right now you can get those odds for -140. So I'm taking Edman to get a hit. Is my favorite prop in this game. Second is the Dodgers team total over 4.5.
Okay, Joe, do you have anything here?
I'm on Tyler Glass now, 6.5 strikeouts. Historically,
I like that.
Braves were just a strikeout team for me last year. And I think this is probably the lowest you're going to see Glass now. And I think you're getting that 6.5 because it's early in the season. So,
yeah,
give me a team that's been shut out twice in a row. Now you're going to face Glass? Yeah, I'm taking that strikeout prop every day of the week.
What's his
It was -125 when I locked it in.
I'm also going to look at his outs line.
He normally goes into the 7th, right? So let me see. Outs. It's 15.5 for 116. That is low.
What's the juice on the over?
116.
Yeah,
and it's 15.5. So that's what is that?
Yeah. I like his over and outs too. Hang on, I'm finally pulling it up here on DraftKings. Yeah, Glass now over 6.5. Strikeouts -125. I like that one.
The outs is less juice and it's easier to get to, right?
Glass now to record a win at +175. That
Wait, what? No.
Yeah.
Really?
Glass now to record a win. What are they thinking he's not going to go? 5. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Um,
I'm about to lock that in right now.
I was about to say I really like that one. I'm a little confused there because I think he's going to pitch through 5. And I think the Dodgers are going to have the lead then, and I think they're going to win the game. So, yeah, everybody, yeah. Tyler Glasnow to record a win. I'm not line shopping that currently, but actually, like that's on DraftKings at plus 175.
Oh, that's some good value.
That's what I say. I don't understand that number.
It's plus 165 at Bet Online.
Plus 165.
Yeah, I'm locking it in right now. That's why I was able to tell you.
Yeah, that's like I said, yeah, just
Yep.
don't really understand that one, guys. Yeah, kind of speechless here. I don't really know what to say about it. I was not expecting the action number to be there like that.
Somebody wasn't paying attention.
So that's something that I myself am gonna lock in. But yeah, yeah, guys. Chat. Those are all the games that we were going to break down. So if there's any other games you want us to break down, go ahead and throw them in the chat, and we will go over those. But well, actually, we are waiting on y'all to drop any of those. We will start to do our parlay of the day. Man, how crazy do actually y'all want to get here?
Well, I mean, it's 3 of us, so if we keep the line at minus 150 and below, we getting at least plus 300. So I would assume. Let me see.
I'm kind of thinking about doing the Tyler Glasnow to record a win.
Yo, that's parlay odds if you don't want to be greedy. That plus 165 is,
Yeah,
that's not something to just tip your hat at.
but yeah, I'm gonna think on it for just a second.
Side note though, Joe, did you see the spread for the Bulls and Thunder game?
I did. And I was on the Bulls hard. Do you know why I didn't play the Bulls?
Why?
It was because of the injury report. I need to know that Kobe White goes. He was a game time decision earlier, but that was literally the only reason why I didn't slam it. OKC is leading the league in most double-digit wins. Yeah, Kobe White is not on that list right now. And
if he goes, I really like that plus 14. If Kobe White plays, I really like the plus 14 for the Bulls.
The Bulls been on fire, bro. The Bulls are 4-1 against the spread, and OKC is 5-0 in their last 5. So I mean, both teams, they got a lot. I don't see the Bulls losing by that big of a spread.
The last team they lost by more than 14 to was the Cleveland Cavaliers on March 4th. But since then,
they've been beating everybody outright by a lot. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kobe White,
they're coming off a loss of 1 point to Dallas.
Yeah. Kobe White was like the leading scorer in all those games. I looked at that heavily. I did like it. So and it's not juiced right now. It's Bet Online has it as 14 at minus 105. So but yeah, I did give strong consideration to that.
JD, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Joe, what you got for the parlay piece? I got 1 and 2 plays in mind, but you go first.
Give me the Houston Rockets over 110.5.
Okay.
Darn it. He took my answer.
Well, I feel just as good about this one. Give me the Clippers over 106.5.
About to say if y'all like that one, I also like
both
that
of
one.
those.
So actually, let's make that actually like POD then.
Which one? Clippers?
No,
Rockets?
Rockets team total over.
All right.
So yeah, so you said you actually like what now?
I like here. I'll just throw out the ones that I like. Well, just
This one
Clippers.
is actually just fresh to you, man. So you
Okay.
can just pick.
Clippers over 106.5.
Okay.
You know what? I'm sorry. Let me backtrack that. Let me do the money line at 145. Is that too high of a?
No, that was good. I can actually get you in at -142.
All right. Let me do that. Let me do that instead.
All right, spread.
I really, really like the Bulls plus 14, but as Joe mentioned, the Thunder do lead the league in double-digit wins. But I do expect the Bulls to come out running just because when you lose, there's something about losing by 1 point that really invigorates the team. So I'm expecting that momentum and that vigor to really carry them through the first half. So I'm going to pivot from the 14.5 to the plus 8.5 first half spread at -104.
Okay. Bulls first half. I can get you a 9.5.
I like it. I'll take it.
Okay. Bulls first half plus 9.5.
What are the odds on that?
-114.
Okay.
And then I go with the
Ooh. As long as you less than 150, it'll be 426 or 428.
we're about to be 498.
Okay.
All right, guys. Parlay of the day: Clippers money line, Bulls first half plus 9.5, Dodgers -1.5 at +498. And the Phillies, I officially hate them. They just scored their 6th run, so they hit the full game. Team total over and didn't hit the first 5 for me.
Asshole.
But
What did they do it in the 6th inning too?
oh no, they just did it in the 8th.
All right, that's a little better.
Yep. But anyway, all right, guys. Yeah, parlay of the day. You see it on the screen. Clippers money line, Bulls first half plus 9.5, Dodgers -1.5, +498. Guys, if one of these plays does not hit, if one of these pieces of the parlays does not hit, we are going to buy your drinks. Excuse me, to get entered. All you have to do is on the YouTube video, leave a comment there. That is all you have to do. But yeah, this week we're gonna have a lot of plays. So actually, like we have a lot of plays to choose from. So as far as this week goes, like I think we're gonna have a good week here on actually these.
Yeah.
I'm actually really pumped up for them. But now we're gonna give y'all our play of the day, and that is going to be the Rockets. Team total over 110.5. Let me make sure that is still.
Yeah, it's juiced up to 120 now since we've been on the show.
Let me see what I can do. Full game, Houston. We can do 110.5 at minus 115. You can get that at BetMGM or either Bet365. So yeah, we're gonna roll with the Rockets team total over 110.5. Yeah, guys, that's it. That was a good show. Um, Looks like tomorrow's going to be a pretty good slate. Just going through both of them here. Yeah, pretty decent slate of basketball, and then a lot of baseball. A lot of baseball to go through. So definitely bring y'all's questions tomorrow. We'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, that's going to be it for us. Mr. Spread Gladiator, tell them where to find you at and what you have going on.
You can find me on the Bluebird. I mean, on X at Spread Gladiator. If you want a recap of my player props, I want to find my player props in either the NBA or the MLB. Those can be found on my SoBet. If you want to subscribe to my premium plays, those are available as well. I will have both the parlay and the play of the day up across this evening. So looking forward to congrats to those who tailed ahead of time.
Like it. Joe, tell them where to find you at, man.
You can find me here at Lay Off the Juice on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and in the MoneyBall Metrics general chat Discord. So
For sure. Guys, just once again, our actually parlay of the day is Clippers money line, Bulls first half plus 9.5, and the Dodgers minus 1.5 for a nice juicy plus 498. Then our play of the day is going to be the Rockets team total over 110.5. I think we're all feeling really good about these. I actually think these are all very, very strong plays here. But yeah, guys, that was a great show. That's going to be it for us. Joe, take us out.
Well, keep it positive, man. Like my boy Callis said, you either win with us or watch us win. Either way, let's fucking win, baby.
Let's fucking win, guys. We'll see you.